Welcome, Kelpieone here on StainedGlassCuts. Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to break a straight line. All you need is a glass cutter and a straight edge. There are many different kinds of glass cutters. This is the Fletcher glass cutter. I've used Fletcher for years. The wheel on the glass cutter is usually steel, hardened steel or carbide, and it produces a score line that the glass will follow when it breaks. Any straight edge will do, as long as it doesn't slide around easily when placed on the glass, and it's thicker than the height of the wheel on your cutter. Here are a couple of optional tools I'll use today. Running pliers. There are many different kinds of running pliers as well. These are made by Service Pro. As you can see, one side is concave, the other side is convex. The concave side is marked, in this case with a small raised line. I've highlighted it with a Sharpie to make it easier to see. Before we start, there's a lot of ways to hold a glass cutter. I always pull the cutter towards me. So my personal preference is to hold it vertically in this orientation so that I can see exactly where the wheel is as I make my score. Also, I think a lot of people overemphasize the use of oil in cutting glass, sometimes even putting it on the glass. I always dry cut. However, a steel wheel will rust over time. Carbide won't, but all cutters have a small axle that needs to be oiled. And I oil mine when I put the glass cutter away, and then I clean it off completely before I use it. Residual oil can be a pain when trying to get copper foil to stick or when fusing glass. Save yourself some cleaning time. Okay, now using the Morton system, we're going to cut a 4-inch piece. Be sure to score the smoothest side of the glass. Smooth, rough. Line the glass up on the 4-inch mark. Place your glass cutter on the glass. With downward pressure, draw it along the straight edge. Do not go over the score once you've made it. You can damage the wheel on your cutter and you might not get a clean break. This is what your score should look like. You're striving for a continuous score. Same for our second piece. Applying the proper pressure is the hardest part of scoring. I suggest you practice on a piece of scrap until you have a feel for how hard to push. Too soft and you won't get a score. Too hard and you'll risk breaking your glass. For my third piece of glass, I'm going to use my ruler for a straight edge, or my yardstick, or what's left of it. And oftentimes, here's kind of a hint, oftentimes people mark glass with a Sharpie. But as you can see, with a dark piece of glass, black glass, you can't. The solution to that is a Bic whiteout pen. So I'm going to mark 4 inches on my piece of glass here with the Bic whiteout pen. What's nice about the whiteout pen is you can see it very easily, and when you're done, it scratches off with your fingernail. So I'm going to take my yardstick, take the flat edge, line it up with my marks, hold it down firmly, take my glass cutter, and make my score. Okay, so we have our glass all scored. I'm going to show you 3 different methods to break. First, a traditional one. This is great. It's been used for years. Hold the glass, line your thumbs up on your score line with your hands in a fist below, and with downward pressure twisting out, this will produce the break. The second method I'm going to show you is using our yardstick. Any table edge will do, any piece of wood that's flat with a sharp 90-degree angle. I'm going to line the score line up with the edge of my yardstick, pressing down firmly on this side, I'm going to take and push down on the overhang. This pressure will produce the break. The third method, and my favorite method, is to use the running pliers. You take the running pliers and you line up the concave side, the one with the mark, with your score line. So as you can see, we've got it lined up perfectly. And then with very slight pressure, you produce your break. I love this method because it takes very little physical effort, and it also eliminates repetitive twisting of your thumbs and wrists that occurs with the traditional method. Trust me, years from now, your thumbs will thank you. Hope this video was helpful. All tools shown in this video are available via the links below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Cheers.